Hello and welcome to review and some instructions on how to set up your Ecobee4. I'm gonna unpack it, unbox it here and show you what's inside the box, and then we'll proceed to setting it up and then some basic setup instructions. So it comes in a nice sleek package. This one is with the room sensor. This is that new edition, and of course it has a Alexa voice feature enabled, even though I don't use it. Maybe in future, you'll see. And here it is, another box there, and up on top is the thermostat itself and the room sensor. Looks really cool. And on the back, this is really attached to the wall. And let's take that cover off and show you exactly what it looks like. And this is the little room sensor that's supposed to help you balance the heat from a different room or a different level. I'm gonna use it even on upstairs on the second level, and you'll see how that works, because I've been having trouble with that, especially during winter. This is the cover that goes on the wall. It's optional. You can use it to hide some of the wiring, and this you don't have to use unless you don't have the power wire, the C wire that comes out of your old thermostat opening, and this you attach to your furnace. I didn't have to use it. And some screws for the wall. This is the little stand that you can use for the room sensor. If you don't want to attach it to the wall, you can just click it on the back and put it in your shelf, and this will go on your wall. The wires from the wall will go in this, and they're nicely marked. It has a nice level up there, so you can keep it level, and then you attach a thermostat to that. Some instructions on how to use your Ecobee4, and this is for your wires. You can label them as you take them out, and you have instructions for the room sensor too. This is the one. Some simple basic instructions, so I guess we can proceed. This is my old thermostat. I'm gonna turn it off, switch off the furnace, the fuse in the fuse box too, and then just take it off carefully. And all these wires you can label with those little stickers that came in your box before you take them off, so you know where to put each wire in your new thermostat, in that little bracket for the new thermostat. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Before I bought this thermostat, this smart thermostat, there is a website, I'll show that later, where you can actually check if your wiring is compatible with the Ecobee4, and basically you just open up the old thermostat like you would do right now, and then just click on the wires you see present, and then it will tell you if you can use that their smart thermostat or not. They were not sure with mine, and they asked me to take a picture and send it to them, email it to them, which I did, and they needed about 3 days to respond. But they did help me. They sent me a diagram, well, some instructions where to insert each wire, and that's what I used, and it worked right away, so thank you. So what's nice about this one is that uses that C power cable, and you don't have to have batteries or change them or anything like that, so it will be always on. And we are almost there, and I can take it off and then quickly attach the new one. It's really not, I mean, anyone can do it. It's not that complicated. So just unscrew those little screws, pull out the wires, unscrew the old thermostat, and take it off. Okay, so I wanted to check on my other wall, because I was able to attach the thermostat without the cover. I wanted to see which one is better. Is it without the cover like this, what looks better, and then with the cover. My wife likes the cover, so the choice is obvious. We'll go with that. And here I'm gonna show you the email that I received from Ecobee, and they just showed me how to do it. I mean, I could have done it with the instructions, or just basically with those marked wires, just put them into the little holes on the bracket, but this was much easier. So if you want to use a cover, put it on first, and then grab that bracket and screw it down with both at the same time. So don't forget to put a bracket and then use your screws, and make sure it's level, because that little level is very nice there. And then just insert each wire in their openings there, and that's it. You just press on it, click, gotta make sure it stays there. And then after I did this, I went to my basement, turned the fuse on, and then it came on. So I'm gonna go through this process with you here from the beginning to the end of the setup, so bear with me. It will ask you if you only have the RC wire connected, or if the RC and the RH are bridged. On my old one they were, but on this one they are not. That's what the instructions said in the email. And then if you have any accessories attached, which I don't, if you use Fahrenheit or Celsius, and you have a furnace or a boiler. I have a furnace, so And if you want to your fan to be controlled by furnace or the Ecobee, and then you choose a name, you can give it another name. So I just wanted to go with thermostat. That's what I'm used to. So, and then you gotta connect to the Wi-Fi network. If you don't want to use an iOS device. So after you choose the network and put in the password, it will hopefully connect. Here we go. And right now we are in winter, so I just chose the heat option. And then I wanted to experiment with these temperatures, and I changed that later. So I wanted to see what it be on what temperature. I did play with it a lot. Just with that new sensor, it's different. That room sensor, when you set up the temperature in one room or on one level different, and then downstairs in a different way. So it will take some time, I suppose, to find the right temperature. And then you can enable or disable a home away feature, where it will detect if you're there or not by your movement, and I think by closeness of your phone too. And then you choose a country and the time zone, and it will send you registration code for your application, or if you want to go online and use it over there. Now it's calibrating now, so I'm just gonna go through these menus and show you what's there. You can schedule the temperatures for each time of the day, for each day, when you're home, when you're not, when what time you go to sleep, what your comfort settings, what temperature you want when you're sleeping, and when you're at home, when you're away. And you can even set it up for a vacation, and then alerts and reminders for the filters, and low temperature alert, high temperature alert, and humidity. So that's kind of cool. And here are some settings: date and time, your preferences, and all kinds of different stuff that you can play with. And I'm just showing you, I want to show you what everything that's on there, even though some people are never gonna use it. It's still calibrating. And then you can set your weather. You just gotta type in your zip code or your address, and it will show the weather on the outside. And you can do quick changes if you're going away, if you're coming home. If you want to set up your temperature, you go slide it up and down. and you just let it go and it will stay. Now this is the room sensor that I'm gonna be using to balance out the heat. After a few days of using it, I'm still moving around to figure out where exactly I want it and how exactly it's gonna work. If you want to use the little stand, take off the cover in the back, there's the battery there, and just click on it, and the bee should be looking up. That's what it says in instructions. So you gotta turn it around and then face the bee looking up. I realized that later. And then this is how you set up the sensor. It will tell you by itself that you probably have a sensor now that it detected. I think even detected one of my neighbors later. And then you can choose what to name it. So I decided to give it my own name. And then you can choose if you want this sensor to act as a sensor when you're home, when you're away, when you're asleep. You have to have at least one option there on both sensors. So it will show the temperature right away. I think that's a little high. It's not maybe it is 82 because that's the problem I'm having. All the temperature, the hot air is going up into the second level, which is normal. Now you can set up your sleep time, your morning time when you get up. It doesn't have to be sleep time. I wanted to use that upstairs sensor just as a sensor that's regulating the temperature upstairs, and you just set up the time when you think you're gonna be moving to that area at night. So just set it to 8 p.m. and get downstairs at 7:30, and you can copy it. So I set it up for Monday, and you can copy it to each day. I copy it to business days, and I'm gonna set up the weekends different. And you just copy to Sunday. Here I'm gonna install the Ecobee application on my phone. It's an Android, but they're available for both. I get this a lot for the Restart app. It bothers me a little, but it works after the second try. So you enter the code here that I told you about before, that it will give you when you set it up. It's a 4-digit code, and then set up an account with your name and the address, and then it will show the weather. So here you insert your home type and your square footage and all kinds of stuff about your home, so it will give you better statistics. It's called Home IQ. And then it will show the exactly same thing as on your thermostat. And that's one of the features that I guess everyone likes, that you can turn it on from wherever you are. If you're upstairs, I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm hot, I'm cold, I can just go there and change it. It's really neat. And I'm gonna show you what the thermostat looks on the wall after I install it. Here it is. It really stands out. It just adds to the... Obviously this is my first smart thermostat, so I'm excited. I'm gonna go through, after I set up everything, I'm gonna go through some settings for this sensor. You can switch it to follow you or not, so it detects movement. I'm not sure how long you have to be moving in front of it before it switches to that sensor, so that kind of bothers me, that I don't know that. So I changed it later. I tried to put it in my hallway because that's where we walk the most, I suppose, and see if that's gonna turn on by itself, if it's gonna switch by itself to that one, to that sensor. So that's one of the issues that I'm having, is that I don't know how long it takes for the sensor to kick in. Now I'm gonna show you here how you can schedule even more times. Like, for example, if you're going to school picking up the kids at a certain time, you're gonna be away for half an hour, you can just set it up by itself to go to that away temperature. And then here you can choose which of the sensors you want to control the temperature when you're sleeping, when you're home, when you're away. That's also nice. This will be on your computer if you go to Ecobee4's website, and you can log in with the same credentials as you logged in your application, and it will show you not only what's on your phone or in the thermostat, it will also show you some statistics, and you can see when the heat was on and the usage, and you can also compare it to your neighbors or people that live nearby, and see how your usage is compared to theirs. So it's still early. It has to be a month after I would be able to use that feature. But this is interesting too, something to if you're into that, I suppose you can see how you're doing and then maybe try to make it better. Another thing that's nice about these, you can probably use your home heating or electricity company to give you some money back, rebate for the thermostat. I use DT Energy for my home, and I ordered actually this one from them. It's usually about $249, but I paid $175. And then I'm with Consumers Energy for the power, and they're giving $50 mail in rebate too. So I'm gonna try to send it to them, send them the receipt, and then hopefully at the end this will only cost me $125. And at the end here of the video, I'm gonna include, I'm in the description actually of the video, I'm gonna include, try to find as many as I can heating and electricity companies where you can possibly look for yours and save some money. And yeah, here it is. I think they had a Nest too, but right now they don't have it for some reason. And this is for the consumer's energy. So I will just go to their website and it will show there that you can get $50 back. And I'll make sure update on that. I'll put it there in comment section once I send it to them and once I get it back. So thanks for watching and come back soon. I hope to have more reviews soon. Thank you.